Hello and welcome to the what number are we on session of It's No Joke Indiana Connected Educators live stream. We have had so many today because it's 20 minutes, so they're fast. I am the current president of Indiana Connected Educators, Allie Schlofelt. We also have with us our past president, Kyle Klein. Wave, Kyle. Hey. And our president-elect, John Wells. But the man of the show is really no joke. This is one of my favorite humans.
Oh,
Literally one of my favorite humans. So he's the
stop it.
co-author of the EduProtocol Field Guide, the EduProtocol Field Guide Book 2, along with, collaborating on all the other ones. I buy them the second they hit Amazon. So I just have a bet on the over under of the if he goes over the 20 minutes. So I'm not going to talk anymore, and I'm just going to throw it to
Oh,
John.
I can always nail it if you just want the regular amount, but I'm ready to supersize too. So good morning, everybody. Hey, John Klein, can you put my slides up there in the StreamYard? Nice, I love it. Okay, so hi everybody. My name is Jon Corippo, jcorippo at Gmail, and Fast and Curious is no joke. But first of all, I need to stop for a moment. Guess what day it is, you guys? It's my teaching anniversary. This is the first day of teaching for me. I was an emergency credential teacher in 1996, and my teaching credential, it says April 1st on it. And guess what? So when I became an administrator, um, also April Fools. So I'm in a really good mood today because of that. But let's get into the business here. Look at these scores, Allie. Look at this 62, 75, 54. That's Monday, right? Look at Friday. 85, 95, 92, 94. So this teacher, Kimmy Hughes, said, I love hearing eighth grade boys in the hallway challenging their friends to top their class score. I love how excited they are about taking a daily vocabulary quiz. Here's another one from M. Olson 14. That moment when Fast and Curious does what it's supposed to do. Now, if you guys haven't used quizzes, you don't realize that. See all that green in there? All the green is correct answers. This student missed one. This student missed one. This student missed one. We have to get all the way down into here before we see a student miss two questions. You're talking about massively huge and fast growth on things like vocabulary. And then Mr. Carr on the web, who I strongly suggest following if you're on TikTok or the internet in general, he gave his kids 116 Latin roots the first day of school. 116 the first day of school in Gimkit. And check this out, you guys. Student one went from 52 to 96% in 3 rounds. Allie, tell me I'm wrong. I know teachers that'll do Latin roots for the whole year. Tell me if I'm crazy.
The whole year. The whole year.
The whole year. Jacob got his kids, sophomores in high school, up to 116 Latin roots, almost 98% for the entire class, which means no F's, no D's, no C's, no B's, all A's, no grading. And this is happening in like 10 minutes a day. Here's third grade with Lisa Nowakowski's kids. Check these numbers out. This is third grade using these kinds of techniques. Okay. 19% to 82%. Oh, you know what, Allie? That was a really good class. Those were nice kids. Well, 2024 came in at 8% passing and left at 89. So they outgrew 2023's class. And then this is for Maria Gallagher in New Jersey, because this is something people are doing like literally all over the planet. 2021, 7% growth in IXL, right? In 2022, starting in February, she went from 7 to 15, and then she flipped on the full speed ahead in August. And look at the growth, you guys. It's huge. And then two more, and then we'll get into the actual thing here. But I just want to kind of get you guys excited about what's possible. Look at this teacher right here. And this is a lot of people right now. In the fall, 16% on grade level. In the spring, 47% on grade level. And I like this one just as much. It went from 59% being 2 grade levels below to 28%. And Brooke Fernandez, listen to the quote of the year. I've never felt so confident in my teaching and being an effective educator. And then guess what's coming up, you guys, right after state test Summer school. And this is Ariana. She's down in Southern California. You guys, she had 3.5 weeks of F makeup summer school. Allie, what's your class like when you do an F make summer school? Is that a super engaged class?
No, not at all.
No, they are heavily scarred, and I call it the wounds of school. Okay, this is the pre. If you look at the blue, this is 74% was the highest one, but I see 38% integers, transformations 23%, 46% on parabolas and transversals. So like this is really mathy stuff, right? Okay, 3.5 weeks later, ready? 90, 93, 96, 100, 80, 80, 100, 100, 82, 90. So how are teachers getting these results? I want you to visualize me like the OxyClean guy or the ShamWow guy right now. You're like, how does this work? Well, we have a thing in Edge Protocols that we call the fast and the curious, and it's really, really simple. It's just that most of us are using these kinds of tools incorrectly. So here's the way we do it in Edge Protocols. One quick repetition, immediately coach the kids, and then take the same exact quiz again. And what we do is we watch the class average every day. We're watching the class average because we want to get the class average to 93%. That's the only game we're playing because what I've noticed statistically is when you get the whole class to 93%, you don't have any C's or D's because it doesn't work statistically if you're at 93% passing. So once again, Quizlet, Quiziz, GimKit, WordWall, whichever your favorite game is, you play a quick round for about 3 minutes. You do immediate feedback, and then you play the exact same thing again. And Allie, some people say this, well, aren't the kids just memorizing, John? Yes, I would like them to memorize 3 times 3. I would like that. I would like them to memorize proper nouns versus pronouns. I would like them to memorize 13 colonies. So this is one place that I need to be really clear with everybody. I'm not doing this for reading comprehension. I'm not doing it for conceptual knowledge. This is replacing those stacks and stacks and stacks of worksheets and crosswords and crisscross applesauce and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so last thing before I get into the show here is um, this is not an app or a tool. So again, I mentioned most of these across the bottom. I don't want you to go back to your friends in Indiana and go, John showed me 99 math. I want you to say, John showed me a pedagogical practice that I can use with any tool. And I'm going to give you a little of the brain science, and then we're going to get into the game here. So dig this. Monday, we go like this. Ready? Play, coach, play again. That simple. Play, coach, play again. You can use this to replace your bell ringer or your warm up that, oops, sometimes just lands in the trash ungraded. We do the same thing again on Tuesday. Play, coach, play again. On Wednesday, if you guys know what a Frere model is, you can do some things like Frere models or do some other things, but we're going to focus on just the 3, 4, 5 most missed words. Like thinking of Jacob Carr, Allie, out of the 116 words, I'll bet there were 10 or 15 that those sophomores really struggled with. So those are the ones they're going to dig in deeper. They're not going to study them all. They're just going to study the ones they're getting whacked at. And then Thursday, we're right back into it. And Friday, and this is where it gets really fun. Hey, do you guys want to play the quiz one more time for a higher grade? Yes, I do, Corippo. Okay, let's play. Because what's my grading time? Nothing, right? It's really just it's a total deal changer. And like I said, you want to focus on that 93%. If your kids are topping out at 80, 85, 88, that's really cool. But it means you've still got 2 or 3 kids that are kind of funking around. They're either actually lost, which is very, very possible. And so what we do is we just play with them. Like Allie, I would just sit down and go, let's play this one together. And I play a couple of rounds with them, and then I cut them loose, right? Or you got kids who think nobody's watching. So you need to make sure they're doing their work. Now, 2 quick slides on the brain science. This is what I found after I'd been doing this for about 15 years. This is called the Ebbinghaus effect. You can also look up the forgetting curve. And it goes like this. If you do a thing, I'm going to get my little illustrator arrow here. If you do something once, 4 weeks later, you're down here. You're like at 5 to 8% retention. That would be like if you only cook brownies once a year, right? Every time you cook the brownies, you got to read that box like 6 times. You're like, what's next? olive oil or vegetable oil. You got to check yourself. But if you're cooking brownies 2 or 3 times a day, you open the box, you dump it, you're gone. Boom, egg, oil, mix, 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 drop it in at 425 or whatever, right? So this deal here applies to education. Look at the difference 4 weeks later when you have 2 repetitions. Now you're up in the 40s. Third repetition, now you're up in the low 60s, maybe high 60s. And then after that 4th repetition, boom, we're locking in right here. If you've ever said this to yourself, because every teacher in America has, how is it that these kids have never heard of nouns? How is it they've never heard of the Second Amendment? How is it they've never figured out that Scotland's in the United Kingdom? If you ask yourselves those questions, that's not the kid's fault, and it's not the teacher's fault. We're not giving people enough reps to really lock in for long-term mastery. So that's part of the brain science behind the strategy. The next part is what's called ipsative learning. And Kyle, have you ever seen a person that's madly crocheting in the back of a PD, or they're bejeweling, or they're using their Candy Crush? That little instinct is called ipsative learning, and it's something that humans do. Where humans do this thing where they go, "I played the game, and I see my score, and then I go, God, if I played it one more time, I could do better." Now, commercially, this is known as FanDuel. They take a bet. They think, oh gosh, I know my top 16 didn't work out, but I guarantee you my final 8 is going to be great. And this feedback loop is so critical for humans. And one of the things that happens in teaching is we give kids the worksheet, we collect it, and boom, we have broken that thing, because the kids now know I've done a thing with no feedback. And if you've seen Office Space, it's known as a TPS report. It's a lot of work that's not going to help anything or change anything. So let's get in and play one real quick. I'm going to switch tabs right now, John, so don't panic, Kyle. I'm switching to present mode here. And if there's people who want to join in, and I would love it if you guys join in too. This is called 99 Math. If you guys haven't seen it, it's totally free. It's really cool. And it is a great way to get the kids really, really working. So the code is 406193, 406193, join99math.com. I'll see if I can put it in the chat for you guys too. And as long as we have a couple players, that's awesome. There's the private link for you guys on the backside.
Got it.
All right, we got one in. Now, this have you guys seen 99 Math before, by the way? Because it is spectacular. It is so sweet. And I got Allie in. I need 2 more. Oh, I got Kyle in. I need 1 more.
Our teachers love 99 Math.
Yep.
It's blocked in my district, so.
Oh no!
Too
Okay,
bad.
I'm out.
Too bad. Okay.
Ooh,
do
here we go.
this.
It's no worries. If we can't get us all in, I got reports I can show. But basically what I want to show people is, again, 99 Math, you have to use it correctly. The nuances are really important. And I'm going to give us about 30 more seconds, and then I'll switch over to some of the reports. And that is not a problem. Oh, we have our 4th person.
Yes.
Allie's in twice. She's that good. All right, so we're going to do this
Oh, no.
here. First
See what
round.
our math skills are.
Yeah.
It's not good.
And
I
and
logged
while
in
we're
on another way, so.
nice. Kyle, are you sorry, John, are you Allie 2 now? Is that what you did? So what teachers, I think, sometimes don't use as a practice that maximizes this tool is, first of all, I'm going to switch grade levels to get the kids where I want them to be. And I'll give you an example. This is actually 4th grade that the people are working on right now. And they're working on making change. And so it's just showing them pictures of money. And you'll love this, Allie. I did this 4th grade one with some 9th graders. On the first round, they got blitzed. It was like 12%. So this is what I love about the feedback here. And I'm just going to coach you guys through it here. Most common mistakes, it's showing me in real time the ones that kids are most likely to miss. When I click on see students, I can see everybody and I can show their names. So here's round 1 is done. The other thing I like about 99 Math is I'm going to play 3 1-minute rounds, and it's going to be high participation by me. And so here are some of the common mistakes. And the one that really messes up my Gen Y people is the 50-cent piece. So you got to really you got to watch that one. They don't know what a 50-cent piece is at all.
If you
So the
saw
way
me, I got really close to the screen because I had to read that it said half
I did
dollar. Because I was
too.
like, "What
Yeah.
is that?"
So
I did too.
fun trivia fact, you can hit control plus, and it makes the images larger on your screen, which is really handy. So the way I teach kids to do this is to count up 5, 10, 15, 50, 2 quarters, 16, 16, 10, and 16, 16. Boom. So I'm using this for stuff that kids can do lots of mental math. Of course, it has times tables, but like here's another trick. Um, Agree or disagree, fellow educators, kids get destroyed by area and perimeter. It's
Oh,
so basic and it freaks them out. So what I will literally do in 99 math, I'm going to go ahead and quit this game. What I'll do in 99 math is I'll actually go, this sounds crazy, but let's say I teach fourth grade, no problem. I'm going to go to grade 712. I'm going to go to grade 712 because in grade 712, watch this, I can hit them with perimeter and area at the same time. At the same time. So I love the grade 712 because I can customize the games. And that's one thing I love doing in 90 math. I was with an eighth grade honors class and I gave them area and perimeter at the same time with no pre-instruction. Boom, they get in there, they get rocked because they were not used to code switching between area and perimeter. So we hit it again and it was spectacular. Last thing on 99 math, and then I'll move towards wrapping up because I know Allie's going to taunt me if I go over time. Teachers will say, how do I look at the reports? Well, look at this. There's this button that says reports. It's so easy. It's so straight ahead. Here's money for March 8th. Here's my class accuracy, 650 student questions solved. And see, this is where I can start breaking things down, right? I can start seeing. Now, Liz, why did you only get 7 out of 13? Because if you look at the scores, Liz and Crystal are pretty big outliers score-wise. So again, I'm doing the scoring on this kind of stuff with a very holistic point of view, not just really like I don't have to break down each single kid. What I've got to do is treat it almost like social media. What's the trend? What's the pattern? Now I'm going to give you guys a couple last things here because I got 2 minutes to go, Allie, and I'm going to do this. One of my other favorite hacks is I took this picture. This is not from Google. What's going on in the picture, Allie? 3 kids, 1 computer. If you want mind-blowing high-low groupings, EL gate pairings, super insane energy, 1 computer, 2 kids, up to 4. It is crazy how engaged they get in the conversation. No, no, no. That one's 4. That one's 8. That one's 16. Yeah, we're rocking. They love that interaction. And guess what all of our principals are saying to us right now? We want more student interaction. It's the super easy trick. You can do it with any tool. I'm going to give you guys all the slides. This is a little poster you can print out. But if you look really careful here at the arrow, I don't let my kids do the games they want to do until they hit 80 or 85%. So like in Blooket, they want to do crypto hack. Bro, get yourselves to 80% as a class, and then we can do that stuff. So this is a printable poster. It's set up for 2x4. You can print it in your classroom. If you want more stuff about Edu Protocols, because it's all free, bro. It's all free. I mean, you can buy the books, but you don't need to. We have almost 16,000 teachers sharing in the Edu Protocols community on Facebook. And then coming to a place called Notre Dame for round 2 this summer, we're doing the Edu Protocols Academy. And one thing that's really unique about our academy is it includes a lifetime supply of new templates, new courses. Like you could buy one time. Think about this if you're a principal listening. One time money, you do this, your people have support from us for life. There's no other prices for that.
We
And then watch
we
this,
took
Allie.
teachers. We took teachers last year, and they said it was the best PD they've ever been to.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we're doubling our people this year.
I don't want to sound braggy, But one of the things about the academies is they're not conferences. You're in there to learn one specific skill per session. I believe we have 11 sessions. You come out with a dynamic, huge amount of mastery. And there's the slides. And I think I made it, Allie. 11:20. Boom.
You did fantastic. And I would have never known because I am just so engaged whenever you talk. I'm just like, just keep going. I don't
It
even
goes
know what
fast,
time it
doesn't it?
is. Like it
Yeah.
does, yeah. And I will
That's my
also
favorite
say,
feedback when I do events. People say, I would listen to John read my Target receipt.
yes,
It's my
yeah.
favorite one that pops up once in a while.
And
But
I will add that
I'm not in a rush to leave. If you guys have some questions or things you want to share.
my favorite session at last year's Edu Protocol Academy was actually with Carr and his Wicked Hydra session. And I learned so much, and he's so engaging as well. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the presenters you get at that academy is top notch. So,
Yeah. And if you want to sign up, so you just go search Edu Protocols Academy. It pops right up. And it's a totally different thing, which is why we didn't call it the Edu Protocols Conference. It's a different setup, and you get free lifetime support anyways. So it's really just a fun setup. And of course, my Gmail is there too. If anybody has follow-up questions, I help people on nights and weekends. Every weekend, it's like a nonstop party.
Party in your brain.
I like that. It's a party in my brain.
Awesome. I can't thank you enough for joining us here today. This is great having you because we're going to have you here in the fall in Indiana.
I forgot about that. Yes.
You forgot.
Yes.
You forget. All right.
Because my brain is full of pedagogy.
There's a big party up in there. That's why. So,
yep.
October 9th and 10th, we're going to have our fall Indiana Connected Educators Conference. John's going to be our main speaker on the 10th. And so the 9th is going to be our Coach Con, which will be for instructional coaches, technology coaches, reading coaches, anybody that wants to come join us. The 9th is free. For the 10th, well, you do have to pay a little price, but we do have early bird registration.
Cheap.
Just starting.
Bargain.
Right? Thank you.
I do this all over the place. That's super cheap. That's a great deal.
For the quality of presenter, a.k.a. Jon Corippo, that we're going to have there, along with many other presenters from the state of Indiana, outside the state of Indiana, we're going to have a ton of great options. It's $80 from April 1st to May 1st. After May 1st, it's $100. But if you did write the Indiana Connected Educators Conference into your digital learning grant or your digital coaches grant, we'll still honor that $80 price after May 1st. Just let us know. We can take care of that. Allie put up our ICE conference website. I think the only other thing is we do have, for anybody that joined today, if you would like to get some PGPs, then you can go to this shortened URL, and that will take you to your get your PGPs. Put in that code. We will also make sure you can always come back to this. If you watch this webinar later, you can also get those PGPs as well. So,
and I got an add-on for you guys. As long as I'm going to go to Indiana, make sure I'm there both days, because I would love to help in the coaching session too. If I'm gonna get on a plane, I'm gonna maximize. So I'll be there both days, you guys.
Yeah, we would love to have you. Definitely, that's going to be amazing. So. Wonderful. So for the Indiana Connected Educators, for Jon Corippo, Ali Schlattfeld, and John Wells, and myself, thank you everyone for joining us today. Have a wonderful April Fool's Day, and that's no joke.